Hello friends, my name is Hamid. Today I am working on this Electrolux dryer. The customer's complaint is that when the dryer runs for a couple of seconds, it shuts off completely. Now I'm going to show you how it's running. So press to start any of the cycles, power on, press to start. It's running right now. And here you go, it shut off. There's no error code, the displays is still on. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you the model and serial number on this unit. When you open the door, the model and serial number is right here. EFMC617STTO. And we do not have any error code when this happens. The door switch is okay. See, the light goes off. I release it. If you have problem with the door lock, the same thing can happen. But the light will come on if it shuts off. So again, the switch is not the problem. We have moisture sensor here. These two pieces of metal is moisture sensor. The dryer will also shut off if there is nothing inside or if the clothes are dry. So I have a wet towel. If I put the old towel on top of the moisture sensor and run it, it still does the same thing. So obviously this is not the problem. If you think this is the problem, it's possible that we may have the problem with the moisture sensor. Is what you can do is you have to remove this grill. I'm going to do this now. Just to make sure we are not losing anything or we are not skipping anything, we're going to have to do this. So here I'm going to remove these two screws from here, longer screws, and then we got two screws on these corners. One is here, Robertson, and then there's another one right here. I'm going to remove. Of course, you remove your filter, leave it on the side. Now it doesn't matter if you have to turn off the power or not. It's safe. You can do this and lift this up and put it on its back and look at the back of this where the moisture sensor wires are. I do not see any buildup. The wires are not disconnected. Everything seems okay. So I can reinstall this back in the way I removed it. And remember, these screws are Robertson and they go on the plastic, so please do not damage the plastic by okay. These two screws for the front, I'm not going to put it back in because eventually I'm going to remove those. So that was not the problem. And now what I can do is I have to go through Diagnostic. So going through Diagnostic is easy and simple. You turn on the power. I'm going to explain it to you first and then we can follow that. You turn on the power, bring this light to the normal, press start and then turn it off again and then turn it back on. And then once you turn it back on, you want to press temp and set at the same time for 5 seconds. So let's see. This is not Diagnostic, okay? The Diagnostic starts here. Press power, bring it to normal, press start, turn it off, and then turn it back on. Press temp and set at the same time and hold it for 5 seconds. Now we are in Diagnostic. So from Diagnostic, we're going to go straight to test number 6, which is the error codes on this unit. Each time you turn it, number 6 is going to show us the recent 3 error codes, E64. E64 means that the heater is broken on this, or maybe the heater is not working or main control board is not working. But common problem, error code E64 is for the heating element. I'm going to turn it off to get rid of this Okay, so before I turn it off, I'm gonna try to remove this error code by pressing temperature and set at the same time. This only works on some of the units, not on all of them. You can clear this error code by doing this. If you hold it for 7 seconds and it clears the error code, you can start the dryer and see if that fixes the problem. If you couldn't remove the error code or clear it, then we can't do anything. So get rid of the diagnostic. Now we're going to go to the top of the unit, open the top lid and pull the tech sheet out. In order to remove the top, there's 2 Robertson screws you're going to remove from the back. It's a tight fit. I was able to stick my hand by using this small ratchet, open it from the back. But if you have a house that you have full access to the dryer, that you can remove it easily, I would recommend you pulling the dryer out and opening those 2 screws from the back panel, and then after that you will be able to push the panel back. Okay, I may need 2 hands here. I'm gonna have to use 2 hands. So once you remove the 2 screws from the back, put your hand on the side and go like that. You open it and see the screw goes right here at the back. One goes here, another one goes right here, and it sticks to the back. And keep it on the side somewhere to make sure you don't scratch anything. The next part is, this is our tech sheet. Usually it's located right here. We're going to pull this out. You only need this if you have no clue how to go through diagnostic and find the error codes and stuff. So electrical diagram, everything is located here. And Electrolux makes 2 different units, 2 different versions. One has a knob, which is this one. The another one doesn't have a knob. It's just the switches. So see, enter diagnostic mode, press power and look for the console light up. So it's just telling you whatever I told you how to go through diagnostic. Again, I'm going to explain it to you. Press power. To get rid of the diagnostic, you press power, it shuts off the diagnostic, it exits it. So turn on the power. It doesn't matter where this light is, bring it to normal, press start, turn it off, turn it back on. It's on normal. Now press temp and set at the same time and hold both of these buttons for a couple of seconds. It didn't work, it's okay. You can change the cycle and start again the diagnostic. Normal, start, turn it off, turn it on, set and temp at the same time. Here, you're on diagnostic, go on test number 6. It shows you the error code, simple. And when you get error code, the E64 was the heater, but it's possible you may get different error codes. To find the different error codes, you can follow this. And the good part is it also shows you on this tech sheet, it also shows you the test number 1, the motor, test number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the error code. We are going to focus on that. The demo mode is also here. If you want to get rid of demo mode, enter demo mode, how to enter it, exit demo mode, which is right here, factory default reset. You can also follow this if you want power. Press power and look for console light up, wait at least 10 seconds, then simultaneously press and hold dry level and option button for 3 seconds. Dry level and option. Dry level and option. You're going to press this and hold it for 3 seconds. That's going to bring it to the factory reset. Recall last error code. Press power, wait for at least 10 seconds, and then press temperature and set. Of course, I did that. And now these are the error codes. Dryer error code. I was getting 64. The 64 code is heater open air. So there's so many things on this sheet that you can follow. The wiring diagram, everything is here. We are not going to go through all of that, but I'm going to go downstairs, turn off the power, and then come back and work on it. The power for the dryer is this one. I'm gonna turn it off and go upstairs again. You always want to turn off the power before you work on appliances. Okay, the power is off now. Double check it. No power, which is good. And now we're gonna open the top screw. There's one screw here. There's one screw here. And we also have screws at the bottom. We are going to remove those, which is you may want to pry it up by adding something at the bottom. You pry it up just a little bit so you can get to these screws. There's one screw here. There's one on other side. And now I can remove the front panel here. So you kind of hold it. You may want to lift it up. The top screws are gone, the front is gone, and you can kind of lift it. When you lift it, you want to disconnect the display cable. I'll show you how it looks. It's located right there. You pinch this a little bit. Do not break it. Even if you break it, it's not a big deal, but just pinch it a little bit and remove this cable, just like that. Here, I had to press this, pinch it, and then I got this out. And now we have another one, not this one. We are good. You may want to kind of go aggressive on it because it has panels, it has pieces of steel. You're gonna disconnect the door lock. Keep it on the side. Once you remove the front panel, we're gonna remove these two screws, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Of course, you want to disconnect this. It has a plastic type. You press on it, remove it, and to remove this part, we have to use a needle nose plier to pinch it from the back. There's a plastic clip that we have to pinch. Here I'm going to show you. See, you have to press this from the back with your needle nose plier. The same thing, there's one more here. It's loose now. also remove, there's usually one screw here, but it's not here now, so looks like someone has worked on it in the past. So you can add your screw back in there. To disconnect this, you can just pull on it like that. This usually you have to use a needle nose plier to pull it from the back, but it looks like it's cut it here, so it was just sitting here. Not a big deal. Even if you cut this, if you're having a hard time pulling it out, it's okay. You can just cut this and then leave it like this. When you reinstall it back in, it's not gonna hurt anything. And now I'm going to pick up this whole panel and remove it. So to do that, first of all, we are going to remove this from here like that, leave it loose, and now we can remove this panel. If you use two hands, it's more easier. I'm going to use two hands here, so that way I don't have to struggle. Here you go. Lift it out slowly. Look. On these drawers, actually the very common problems that I get from my customers, they always complain about the noise on these drawers, are because the blower is really bad shape, it's in really bad design, and it also always collects this kind of stuff and builds up. Look, this is insane. I've never seen this before. I wouldn't say I've never seen it. I've never seen it on different drawers, but I've seen it on these drawers. This is a big problem right here. To remove this properly, you really have to remove this piece of steel that's in front of the blower. You can bend it a little bit. It's okay, you can bend this. And look, can you believe this? Wow. If there's no air circulation, the blower wheel is not spinning properly, what's gonna happen? It's gonna damage your heater, and that's how this customer got E64 error code, or the drawer kept shutting off on them, because the whole time there's no air circulation and the heater is running for nothing. It's just overheating itself. I'll put this back in. I may have to vacuum this later on, but for now I'm just gonna focus on my main part here. Okay, look at this, it's so much. So here's my main part that's causing the E64 error code. Okay, so I'm gonna use a flashlight just here so you can see how the heater looks. Just bring it down. My heater seems okay, but I have to check it for continuity. I know that the heater does not look normal from the back. From the front it seems okay, but from the back it doesn't look okay. So we really have to replace the heater here. But I'm also going to show you a new heater, how it looks. Okay, it's a little bit tricky and complicated here, because I really want to show you how the belt gets installed and how I'm going to remove the belt and reinstall it back in. So let me put my camera down here. I'm going to hold my camera in one hand. It looks like that, and I'm going to remove the belt. When I put pressure on it, the belt came off. See, I hope that you can see it the way I removed it. Hi. Okay. Oh, you found it? Okay. Yeah, I have to. Yes, please. If you have a vacuum, we can use that.
They make the roll thinner now. They
Yeah.
charge you just as much.
How much?
This $13.
Ooh, wow, that's expensive. Okay, I'll leave this outside.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I'll take this. Appreciate that. So see the way the area looks? We really have to do a really good cleanup before we work on it here.
Why is there so much escape?
Yeah. Look at this. I found it on the blower.
Really?
Yeah. I want to open this. I opened it before, but I didn't have a vacuum. Yeah.
Really caked in here.
Yeah.
How come so much escapes in here?
Because it's just a bad design on this. So what you can do is kind of... It's okay. That's good. Yeah, thank you.
Is that some kind of coil?
That's the heater.
That's the one you're replacing?
Yeah. We did good cleanup. It's not perfect, but it's much better than nothing. I will also mention something here. It's not related to the problem we have, but I'll mention it to you anyways. This thermal cutout inline thermal cutout that goes on the blower, if this ever breaks, the customer complaint would be that even the door is closed, it will show on the display that the door is open. So you replace that. To confirm how to fix it, or how to confirm that's the problem, you can do two things. You can bypass it by removing these two wires from each other, add it together, put some tape on it, and then run the dryer. The dryer is going to run perfectly fine, but I do not recommend you running the dryer with bypass thermal fuse, because that will cause fire. You do not want that. The only reason you want to bypass it, to make sure that's the only problem. You can also remove this. It's held by two Robertson screw. You can remove it and smack it really hard on the wall. It also resets it. I do not recommend that, but again, there's a trick and there's a way you can do this. I'm also going to check my continuity on the heater just for fun. I have my multimeter, ohms and resistance here. I'm going to check continuity. So it's just with the beep, okay? So it's working. I'm going to put my meter down. I'll just leave it right here. And I will check my probes, add it together to make sure my meter is good. If it's making noise, I have continuity. So I'm gonna touch this this pin and this pin. I have no continuity here. That indicates my heater is bad. The heater is broken from inside. And just for fun, I'm also gonna test the brand new heater, so you know how the continuity works and how it's supposed to sound. See that? When I press on these two pins, I get continuity. So now we have to replace the heater, because we know that the heater is broken and the heater looks like this. I recommend you always ordering the OEM part from Frigidaire. The part number for the heater is 137114000, and this is a brand new heater. I'm using one of those heaters after 3 years, because if you look on the top, I get dust because I had this heater in stock for 3 years, I would say. So now what we are going to do is, I forgot to mention something very important. Anytime you're checking your heater for continuity, please remove one of these wires. That way you will have a good reading and you're not going to get confused. So disconnect it. I already know the heater is broken, but I'm just giving you an example here. See, the heater is broken. And remove another one. Please take pictures before you replace any parts here, because that way you know which wire goes where. To remove the heater, there's a couple things we can do here to make our job easier. First of all, you need a small ratchet. This is a small ratchet that you can add your Robertson drill bit like that, and then remove your main screw. Where's the main screw? It's located right there. And let me see if I can show you. This is the screw. You have to kind of put your hand here and open it. This longer screw needs to come out. Oh, we're going to remove these two screws. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to put my camera down. Because you want this 45-degree angle. Same thing here. Or you can use the same ratchet. It's going to be a little bit slower. And now this is the heater that you're going to remove. See, it comes out completely. To make things easy, you do not disconnect any of these, just remove the screws from there. To make your job easier, this wire kind of bring it out this way, leave the heater like this. I remove one screw and then remove another screw, and then I got the screws here. These two fuses or thermostats, this is called thermal fuse, this one is thermal fuse. If you ever get problem with the ventilation, it blows this thermal fuse, and this cuts the heater, this cuts the power to the heater. And this is your cycling thermostat. If you ever get problem with the cycling thermostat, your dryer will overheat the whole time, and then you can also get problems. So again, we are not going to focus on these two. We are just replacing the heater. This is the old heater, and look the way it looks from inside. And we don't have to open it apart to show you how it's broken, but I tested it. It's obviously broken, and as you can see, even the discoloration tells you that the heater was overheating, and it died because of this blower had so much debris built up in there. And there's the new heater. Remember to not make mistakes, because you can mix these up easily. This thermal fuse stays on the front, the cycling thermostat goes to the back. Do not retight the first screws all the way at first. Once you add your second screw, and then after that you can retight the first screw. It will give you a little bit hard time if you're using hand because the holes are smaller. See the size of the screw? The screw that goes into those holes the holes are small, the screw is a little bit thicker and bigger. So because of that you may have a little bit of hard time reinstalling the screw, but if you have an impact drill it's easier. Remember, do not put your first screw tight all the way. Once you add your second screw, you come back to the first screw, and now you can even add your electrical wires back in. And this part gets inserted inside, and you line up these two holes. You line up these holes in here. If you line up these holes, then that screw at the back, where it goes right there at the bottom, which is this screw, it will also line up with the hole. And now you can add your screws back in. This one. Do not forget to close this back in. You want it only this much, that's all. See the way it looks? You want the height of the top, this side and this side kind of similar, same size, and you add this screw which goes to the back right there. Double check your wires, make sure everything is okay there. At the back on the cycling thermostat thermal fuse and these two wires, everything seems okay. When you reinstall your brand new heating element, please check it like this, and also check it like this to make sure nothing is touching the ground, the cavity. This is the cavity part or ground part. This is inside part, so if it's, for example, touching like that, if it's closer to this, you may want to fix it with your finger. The same thing here, if it's like that, somehow it's a little bit out, realign it, which that one looks good. The same thing on this side. See how nice this side is, but this side is closer to the cavity, it's almost touching. And now we're gonna reinstall our belt and drum. Before installing the belt, make sure to check the belt groove. Check the belt groove to make sure it doesn't have any scratches or cuts on it. If it has a scratch or cuts on it, please replace it. You also clean and vacuum this part. to reinstall the sport, it's a little bit tricky. You have to line up the bottom. I will show you quickly. And you see the wheels, those two wheels supposed to come at the back of this drum, at the bottom of this drum. I have reinstalled this panel back in. As you can see, don't forget to add this back in. The tricky part on this panel is when you reinstall it, the inside, this drum looks a little bit like circular. You want to make sure that circular part is inside of this. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time reinstalling this back end. So you insert the inside circular part first, and then you line up this one and the bottom one and add your screws. Do not forget to add the screw there, because if you forgot that screw, you're going to have air fluff and stuff coming out too inside of the dryer. And because of that, we also had extra lint buildup there. You can add this part back in. And add this part back in. And we are going to put our front panel back in and add this wire and the bottom one, the door. So I thought I'll show you something before I put the panel back in. You add the bottom screw, the bottom electrical wire for the door lock. Of course, you dip the light bulb. There's the display board you're going to add, and then before you install this panel, it has these steel catch. I'm going to show you from the side. This one, they also have to line up here. You lift it up and then install it back in. Okay, so I have turned on the power. Let's run a normal cycle. It's running, no problem. It's not shutting off. At this stage, it used to shut off. I'm not gonna put the back screws back in, and because of that, we got really nice Gorilla tape. I'm gonna add a piece of Gorilla tape all the way here, because in future, when I come back to work on this dryer, I do not have to move the dryer. I can just peel this tape off, which I have it on the washer too because of the moisture and stuff, and then that will be fine. So at this moment, it seems okay. It's also heating. I'm gonna add 2 screws back in here, this one and this one. Remember, these screws are going into the plastic, so please be careful when you're using a drill. You do not want to strip those plastic. Good. So the dryer is fixed. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos and share with others. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's called Hamid Appliances Repair. The same thing. And we also have a TikTok. We have the same name, Hamid Appliances Repair. Thank you so much.